Welcome to Cosmic Diaries. This is Priyakala, your astrologer, and a very happy Diwali to you. And we're looking at the astrology for the week beginning November 11th to November 17th. Well, November 18th, really. And I am going to back up a little bit because a lot has shifted in the skies since I last recorded the podcast. On November 8th, Venus entered Libra. And as I record this today, on the 10th of November, Mercury is newly in Sagittarius. So the planets are on the move. Up until now, Mercury, Mars, the Sun were all moving through Scorpio. So Mercury is the first planet to break this Scorpio spell and head into Sagittarius. And as it entered Sagittarius today, earlier this morning on the 10th, it immediately made a square to Saturn in Pisces. And Saturn is newly direct. Saturn stationed direct on the 6th of November. And of course, we are coming down from the energy of the full moon and lunar eclipse in Taurus on the 28th of October in this waning cycle of the moon, moving to a potent Scorpio New Moon on the 13th of November, coming up this week. And there are major aspects aligning at the time of the new moon. The new moon will be opposite Uranus. Also, Mars opposes Uranus a day before that, tomorrow, on the 11th. And then in the new moon cycle, we have a Mercury sextile Venus, Mars, Sun trine Neptune, and then finally on the 18th, the Sun and Mars will meet in a cazimi. So the energy is really passionate right now, and there's a powerful resurrection taking place. If you've ever wanted to know what a phoenix rising from the ashes looks like, look around you, look at your life, especially wherever you have Scorpio in your chart. And if you are a Scorpio or have Scorpio rising, especially if you are a Scorpio, this year is going to be a breakthrough year. You're pushing past your limits to see what you're really made of and capable of. And you're going to surprise even yourself. But this is true for all of us, wherever we have the Scorpio-Taurus axis in our chart. Life is pushing our boundaries and drawing us out of our comfort zone, asking us to really shed skin now and show up authentically in total alignment with our values. But before I get ahead, let's even also talk about Venus now, because Venus entered Libra on the 8th of November and will be in Libra until December 4th. Venus is at home in Libra, so she's comfortable here. And Venus speaks of our relationships, of money, creativity, all matters of the heart, beauty. And when she's in her own sign, it's easier for us to find a sense of balance and harmony and peace within, and then create that sense of support and cooperation in our relationships around us. And given that Venus is in her own sign and Mars is in its own sign, relationships are heating up. But this really is a chance for us to reclaim our power and to find that inner balance. And then we can connect with others on a very equal level and deepen powerful connections, where the sum of what we could achieve together is greater than what we could achieve on our own. But still, there needs to be that, as we move to the Scorpio New Moon, from the Taurus full moon and lunar eclipse, we're finding a balance within ourselves now. And we're letting go of superficial attachments and emotional baggage, as well as any destructive and self-destructive cycles that have previously held us back. As you move to this new moon on the 13th of November, just really consciously move through this phase of release, of lightening your load and letting go of a weight, because once the new moon aligns and the planets start moving, things are going to pick up speed pretty fast. And with that said, coming to today, now that Mercury is in Sagittarius, for the past few weeks, Mercury was in Scorpio along with the Mars and the Sun. And this is an ongoing process. So look at what started to surface around the 6th of November, when Saturn stationed direct. At the time, Mercury made an opposition to Uranus, and Mars and the Sun will be opposing Uranus in the coming week. So we're seeing a progression of events, and a situation is slowly gathering momentum. As you move from the 10th, today 10th, and then through the 11th, 12th, 13th, with Mercury now newly in Sagittarius, where in the recent past, things, Mercury is the planet of communication and the mind. So where things may have felt like communication may have felt shadowy, or we had to rely on our intuition a lot more and to pierce through the veil or to really read between the lines of what's being said. Now, with Mercury in Sagittarius, Sagittarius is a sign of truth, of the future. It's a visionary sign. And you can expect in the coming days, as Mercury transits Sagittarius between now and December 1st, there are powerful truths that are surfacing. And what's important now is that we recognize we don't know it all. Then we can be open to learning the information that we need to know and make wise choices that guide us forward. When it comes to communication, kindness is important, compassion is important, honesty is important. But again, that kindness is important. Something may be true, but is it kind and is it necessary? So, because Sagittarius can tend to blurt things out without thinking first. So, as soon as Mercury entered Sagittarius, had made a square to Saturn. So there's that need for discernment, to have a little bit of inner restraint and to be able to discern what needs to be said and the time and place for what you're trying to say as well. That said, a square is best resolved internally. So we may be facing difficult choices, but we are turning a corner now. And at best, this is a chance to, really reconnect with an inner truth and an inner compass and reconnect with your inner goals. Then you can navigate and make wise choices moving forward. On the 11th, Mars will oppose Uranus, and now we're in the deep waning phase of the moon. The moon is in Scorpio, so there are powerful emotions surfacing, powerful passions arising, unexpected developments taking place. And certainly, life is pushing our boundaries. But the more detached you can be with whatever's surfacing and allow the emotions to kind of pour through you, you can really reach a breakthrough right now in terms of being able to release the past powerfully, especially if there are any painful emotions or any resentments or any power struggles that have arisen recently or long-standing. This is a real liberating aspect. So the more you can remain detached and grounded and stay within your own power, don't hold on to expectations of others or anything outside of yourself. We can't control anything outside of ourselves. We can barely control ourselves. And right now it's not about control, but rather self-awareness. So we can, we're awakening. We're awakening to our own desires, our own emotions, and perhaps, life as well is mirroring situations to us that are revealing important truths to us about ourselves. So get real with yourself, get grounded, remain detached, and trust this is a liberation, as you move ahead. Because truly, we're making a major breakthrough here. On the 12th, the moon continues to move through Scorpio, and we're in the deep waning phase. Can move through this process of release consciously. The mystery is deepening, but these are also starting the 10th. We're in Diwali. These are the days of Diwali, which is an extremely auspicious time of the year. We consider, in India, Diwali is known as the festival of lights. And we light lamps around the house, and we clean the house, and we welcome Goddess Lakshmi, who is the goddess of wealth and prosperity, into our house and abundance. But it's not just material wealth and prosperity that Lakshmi bestows on us. She bestows on us, they say, 8 different kinds of wealth, Ashtalakshmi. So, our relationships, good health, prosperity, good education, these are all wealths. This is an extremely auspicious time. whatever else is happening. It's a great time to clean your home, clean your house, and it's a very spiritually potent time as well. So during these 5 days of Diwali, especially from the 10th to the 15th, it's important that we make a conscious effort to not give in to our, what they call in Sanskrit Shadripu, the 6 enemies, which is greed, jealousy, lust, anger. Oh my God, there's 2 more, which I cannot remember, but look them up. The 6 enemies. I'm sure we all know them well. But this is a time to really destroy in that Scorpio new moon, as we move to this new moon on the 13th. It's a time to really release and purge the inner darkness and to seek the light within. Any new moon is a time to go inward because there's no moon in the sky. So we have to rely on our intuition. And Scorpio is an extremely intuitive sign. And it's a sign that, pierces through the veil. And we're piercing through the veil of perceptions to really, recognize how immortal we are. So there's a potent resurrection taking place here. And there's something resurrecting in the ashes of the past very powerfully. So let go and, flow with this energy, release as much as you can. Because once the new moon aligns on the 13th, it will oppose Uranus. And again, this is a breakthrough new moon. Expect the unexpected, but just remain grounded and you can flow with this energy consciously. Scorpio, is the sign of emotions, of transformation, of power and change. And ultimately, it's also the sign of death. But death is only physical, right? So this is a soul purification and it's an ego death that's unfolding right now. But when the ego dies, then we become one with all of existence and the universe. And then that power is now flowing through you, alive within you. So don't underestimate your power right now. And, definitely this is playing out on the world stage. Mars is Mars is the planet that rules the individual. Mars is also the planet that is currently the ruler of the North Node in Aries. And, don't underestimate the power of one person to spark a wave of change. But change comes from inside out. We cannot change anything outside of ourselves. So as the Scorpio new moon aligns, this is a powerful chance to really, become that force of change that you seek to see. Then trust that the change will ripple out, as we change within, then that change will ripple out into our world and the world in ways visibly and invisibly, because this is Scorpio. Scorpio, water runs deep. Then on the 15th, so 13th is this new moon opposite Uranus, unexpected stuff. Things are sparking, the mystery is deepening. On the 15th, Mercury sextiles Venus, and this is a really sweet aspect. It's a harmonious aspect. It's great for all forms of communication, personal communication, financial negotiations, creative ideas and brainstorming. Of course, in our personal relationships for love and romantic connections, but also all your one-to-one partnerships. It's a chance to really just be honest and share our heart and speak from the heart. Keep things light because, with Scorpio, the intensity is there, but just keep things light, be honest with yourself. Then it'll be easier to be honest with others. And the more we can keep our hearts open, we'll be pleasantly surprised with the conversations that come up, and we're seeing new ways forward and we're being presented with choices. Again, be philosophical, keep the big picture in mind, and choose from the heart. There's no right or wrong choice. What matters is your values right now. So stay true to that and stay true to yourself. Then trust that your choices will work for everything and everyone you care about. On the 17th, now the energy is deepening and, really there's passionate emotions that are arising and welling up within us, because now we are in the new moon cycle heading to a full moon at the end of the month. And now Mars and the Sun will trine Neptune on the 17th. This energy is mysterious, seductive, sensual, sexual, musical, magical, mystical, and deeply transformative. So really flow with this energy with self-awareness, because it could be just as easy to go down a downward spiral into letting your mind spiral out, and you get caught up in a spiral of negative emotions, because Sun, Mars, Neptune, these are all in water signs right now. So it's a process of emotional purification and consciously moving towards the light. And at best, we're deep diving into our souls to really find what's golden and that immortal truth within, the truth of your being, just the consciousness that's alive within you. We're reconnecting with that within ourselves. So trust your intuition though on this day, and follow your intuition, and let it guide you, because again, we're being moved by powerful impulses and urges, and there's a need to trust yourself. Because on the 18th, overnight, the Sun and Mars meet in conjunction, and this is passionate, fiery, sexual, magnetic, powerful energy. But Mars separates. So it's important now, if you're feeling angry or upset about something, that you're not, you're moving through these emotions consciously, and releasing them consciously, so that you're not projecting this energy outward. Remember, anger is always a secondary emotion. It generally masks a deeper sadness or pain or whatever else, right? So especially if there are painful and difficult emotions arising now, release them consciously. This is a chance to let go of an old cycle and really reclaim your power in a situation where you felt powerless in the past, because nothing and no one can have power over us unless we let them. So the more we can shed skin and let go of our attachments to how we think things are, should be, or how we want them to be, or trying to control anything else, the more we can feel really empowered to make decisions and choices, and really take control of our own destiny and surrender to our destiny in faith that the universe, whatever we've dreamed of for ourselves, the universe has dreamed it bigger and better. So let go of clinging to scraps when there's a feast waiting for us at the table, because we are heading to this beautiful Sagittarius full moon at the end of the month, and there's everything to hope for, and there's every reason for us to be optimistic. So whatever challenge you face right now, whatever's going on in your relationships, personally, at work, in your life, trust this is a challenge you can rise to. And with the aspects the way they are right now, this new moon opposite Uranus, Mars opposite Uranus, if you aim for the stars, you might land on the moon at the very least. Or you may even move beyond the stars. You could surprise yourself with what is possible right now. It's just a matter of, knowing yourself and finding that inner balance, and then not being afraid to be vulnerable enough to really show up authentically, whether it's in your relationships, which means daring to bare your heart and soul, not just, your body with someone. Then there can be true intimacy. Or when it comes to even financial negotiations or connections or any other situation that you're dealing with, what's important is that you're aware of your own worth and your own values and your own power, and you're willing to walk away from anything that does not align with your values, because nothing is worth compromising your values or integrity. And if you can have that sense of self-awareness, then you will magnetize whatever else you need in your life, whether it's resources, love, money, relationships, support. So I will stop there for now, but it's a powerful week, as you can see. Again, don't underestimate the power of a small change, your ability to change, to spark a wave of greater change in your world where you need it the most. But with that, I'll stop here for now, and I wish you a very, very happy and prosperous Diwali and a happy new year, with good health and love, and all the best wishes for you and your family and all your loved ones. And thank you for listening. This is Priya signing off for now. Namaste.